But it is Tuesday, the 17th. No, it is the 18th day of January 2022. Very exciting stuff. Norman Lear, not the famous Norman Lear TV producer, creator, but Norman Lear, former Taekwondo student, and the man who fixes my computers periodically, will be coming by to help work on a couple of computers because we've had some computer coping opportunities, which reminds me of when I was a little kid and my father's income went from a lot more money than people were making to holy guacamole. In other words, from working in gambling joints to working in a welding shop. How did that work for him? In his case, it basically broke him. He never really prospered from that point on, was kind of bitter about money. How did that work in our household? My brother and I learned how to play basketball, ran some leagues in our backyard. In addition to that, I got a paper route, learned how to scuba dive when I was still in junior high school. Made the basketball team despite being small in terms of short, not small in terms of that, but short. Then got a job. Well, I had a job, son of a gun, did what I learned to do when I was only 3, and that is talk to people smarter than me. Met the coupon man who taught me about the stock market, along with Mr. Connolly, our tenant, along with Mr. Greco, who taught me scuba diving, along with Mr. DiLorenzo, who taught me ratio and proportion. Then I started investing in the stock market when I was 16. Made enough money to go to college, which was a great treat, until I turned in my engineering graphic drawings, and the teacher said, "Is this some kind of a joke? Who did this?" So I decided to become a physicist instead. As soon as I got a job in a chemistry lab, I was informed I would never be a scientist, I would be in sales. Sorry. Also flunked English composition thanks to not being able to spell. So what did I do? Wrote 3 novels, got 2 more college degrees, became a certified public accountant, got married, had 3 children, got a divorce, sadly. Went on to get married again, paid my child support tied to inflation, and learned coping skills. In 1988, I was 40 years old, making $80,000 a year, which was a good living back then. And my boss walked in the office and said, "John, if you could find a new job by next Tuesday, that would be great." What did we do instead? Worked for half pay, part time. You can guess how that worked. And went on to do what I'm doing now and have been doing for a lot of years, teaching people how to have fun and still have money. Let's talk about computers for just a second. Right now, I'm talking on a Dell computer, which I bought about 6 or 8 months ago. And son of a gun, it one day just shut down and wouldn't start back up. I mean, it was as dead can be. So what did we do? Called Norman. Norman somehow got it to work after a while. Took off the data, put back on the data. We reloaded all the programs. Bought another computer in between time, a Levenco. And it has a bad speaker. Have another computer, which is a Dell computer, which has some little computer glitch. So I'm hoping to get Windows Professional downloaded to replace Windows Home. See how that will work. Oh, it gets better. We have a printer that doesn't seem to want to print, and it thinks it's out of paper even when it's not out of paper. So how do you respond to all this stuff? Now, you could turn your back on it, break out the candy or the cheese and crackers, and just eat your way to oblivion, or pour yourself a drink and give yourself a headache. Or you can call somebody who knows how to fix things, have enough patience and persistence to get them fixed. Once again, remind yourself that persistence and momentum seem to rule the world. Right now, the stock market is going a little bit nuts thanks to inflation, shortage of people wanting to work, shortage of people wanting to get the jab, And yes, I've had both jabs. Thanks very much. And managed to get COVID in October despite having two jabs. Lucky for me, taking lots of vitamins and being relatively healthy for an old guy. It just took a couple of days for that to go away. It took 5 full days for the test to come out positive, meaning negative. Love those terms. So, what can we do? One, drink plenty of water. Dr. Denise taught me the "Are you hydrated" trick. If you take a pinch of your hand, if your skin pops right back down quickly, congratulations, you're hydrated, according to Dr. Denise, a medical doctor. If it takes its time to get back down there, you probably are not properly hydrated. What else can you do? Take your vitamins if that's good for you. Get plenty of fruit and vegetables. Exercise on a regular basis. Love your family. Love your spouse. Serve the people around you. Be born to serve like Evan Carmichael. Be born to encourage like John Checky. And be naturally funny if you're naturally funny. Have fun with it. What can we do right now in terms of this stock stuff? Well, if you're a young person and you're accumulating wealth, you really need to pray that the stock markets, plural, go to hell in a handbasket so you can dollar cost average for less money per unit, because that's what you're really looking to do. If you're an old person or older person who would like your money to be preserved, there's some nice ways to diversify over time. There are any number of amazing contracts that will protect your downside risk, which can be very handy for folks that are very worried about that and have a short fuse. This is also commonly where cynical people will tell you money goes back to its rightful owners. What does that mean? It means that very commonly folks are not very patient or persistent. The average holding period for an investment seems to be now a matter of hours as opposed to years and years. Some of the best investors that we know buy things that they never want to sell. Let me say that to you slowly. We know some investors who buy things they never want to sell. We know some other folks right now have fallen in love with real estate. Now, if you love real estate and you've been doing real estate for years and years, that's one thing, because you followed the trends, you realize there are peaks and valleys. You not only enjoyed 2007, 2008, but you picked up a whole bunch of properties, kept them till just before the market started to crash again, sold out. Then around 2013, started buying stuff again because the markets were at the low. And now that they're high, everybody their dog wants to buy real estate. And again, if you're a real estate developer, that might be of some consequence if you know what the heck you're doing and have crews that will actually work with you. And if not, you might just be discovering once again the problems with going into a field that you have no idea what the heck you're doing. But if you grew up with it, that's another story. In my case, I like stocks and exchange traded funds and some annuities as well. I think life insurance has a great deal of amazing tax benefits if used properly. It's also a way to provide an instant estate in case you have a bad day prematurely. Later in life, it can be a great technique to pay your estate taxes if you have an estate tax problem. So what am I suggesting you do today? Smile. Take a deep breath. Enjoy your day, no matter what is or is not happening for you or to you. If you're lucky enough to have sunshine today, fantastic. If you're a couple of feet deep in snow, like a lot of folks back east right this second, shovel out or just turn the heat up if the heat is available and get your work done. So many of us now are working with computers more so than anything else. So enjoy what you're doing. And if your computers are having a problem, probably your telephone is a miniature computer that you have in your pocket or your tablet. So we have a lot more backup systems than we used to have. Have fun. Be well. This is John Checky, co-founder of Checky Financial, wishing you all the best to you and your family. And we look forward to seeing you sooner and later.